Hello, wonderful humans. Welcome to Board Game Dads. My name is Anthony,
My name is Eric.
and we are the Board Game Dads back today with another video cast
slash podcast.
slash podcast. It is episode number 4, July 2022.
Episode July.
Episode number July. Summer has officially begun. There's no more countdown. It's here. School is out. Weather is hot.
So hot, actually. It is the, on average, hottest month of the year in the Northern Hemisphere. However, it also happens to be the coldest month of the year in the Southern Hemisphere. So that's pretty interesting. I didn't know that they were absolute opposites. You know, you think there'd be like a little bit of a delay, but yeah, that's what the internet told me.
The old internet. So trustworthy.
Oh, yeah.
You know what is trustworthy, though? The Board Game Dads. Everything we tell you is 100% accurate and factual. Anywho, what's on deck for today's episode, my friend?
We have got to talk about, first, the last 3, which is the last 3 games that both of us have played. Then we're going to talk a little bit about July and some holidays and some stuff that happened in July. And then we're going to end it with some hotness.
That's right. And check out the BGG Hotness.
As usual, we will throw in multiple poetic interludes.
Love a good poetic interlude.
Mm-hmm.
So soothing.
But why don't we kick it off with the last 3? And I believe you are the first one.
Let's do it. So this one actually, I just changed minutes before we record it because we played a game tonight. My wife and I are hosting our niece here for a week. She's going to a camp in our area. We played a game with her tonight, and it busted out Mountain Goats. This is the King of the Hill style game where you're rolling dice, making combinations of numbers, trying to get up the top of each of these point-valued mountains. And once you get to the top, you get a token that's worth that many points. And you stay up there, and if you roll that number again later, you're going to keep getting those points until someone else's goat makes their way up and knocks you off to the bottom. You'll get some bonus points for getting up to each mountain at least one time. And basically, the game ends when a few of those piles run out. Everybody counts up their points. Most points is the winner, or as my niece said today, the greediest goat. It was a very close game, actually. We were within 4 points of each other, so that was exciting.
Nice.
And yeah, simple artwork on this, but definitely a lot of fun. That's Mountain Goats, my first of the last 3.
All right.
What you got?
So, assuming they're in the correct order, my first would be Escape, Curse of... Oh.
You would be incorrect.
I would be incorrect. My first one would be... Why don't you just show me what my first one would be?
Oh, man. Of all the prep work we did, you think we would have this down, folks. Eric's number 1 here is Creature Comforts.
Oh, okay. Creature Comforts. Yes, this is not the most recent game that we played. So I guess I put it out of order. Anyway, I think we did a Kickstarter Day video for this a month or 2 back.
We did indeed.
So this was designed by Roberta Taylor. It's kids' table board gaming, and I love kids' table board gaming. And this, I believe, is actually my favorite of the 5 that I own.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm very, very excited about this. It's a 1 to 5 player game. Plays in about 45 minutes for ages 8 and up, and it's a worker placement, open drafting, resource management game with some dice rolling. And you basically, on your turn, you have 2 dice in your color, and you roll them, and you see whatever numbers you have, and then you keep them on your board, and then you put out your 4 workers, and each worker is going to go somewhere where the value of the die needs to be a specific thing. And you've only rolled 2, and you got 4 workers. There's also 4 additional white dice that will be rolled, but first you put your workers out, then you roll the 4 white dice. Then every player does their turn. They use the same 4 white dice plus their 2 dice, and they're buying cards and these other tiles and things like that to get points. And basically, whoever has the most comfortable den at the end, whoever has the most points, wins. And it's a cute games, got really nice pieces. I mean, I love this kind of artwork. I'm no art critic, but I love anything cute animal, so I think it's amazing. But this one, we like this one so much. This is one of the first games, as we've talked about in the past, we've been doing a 100-game challenge, my wife and I, and we already played this game. And there's been a few times where we mentioned to each other, like, I just want to get these 100 games over with so that we can play some of these other games,
Yep.
like Creature Comforts. And we're both thinking the same thing. So we finally got this one to the table. It didn't make the the 100 board games list because it was already on it. But
Yeah, but you guys are like ahead of the
oh,
curve there a
we're
little bit.
well
Yeah.
ahead of the curve here.
Yeah. So you
Yeah,
have a little wiggle room. Yeah.
we got plenty of wiggle room. But we just
Enjoy
we
yourselves.
want to bang this out and then go take care of things. But
Yeah, I get it. I get
yeah.
it.
I
All
definitely
right.
recommend this one if you get the chance. Absolutely give it a try. And it plays ages 8 and up too. So, you can play this with the young ones if they're 8, 9 or above. You don't have to be, like a child to enjoy this game. I like it as well.
Yeah, this has been really well received, and I've only heard really good things about it so far. Definitely on my radar to check out. All right, one that's been getting to our table quite often because of the nature of the game, and I think it was actually mentioned in one of my previous last three uh, sessions because it is a game that we play multiple times, and that is Pandemic Legacy Season 1. I bring it up this time because we are on the cusp of our last play of this game.
Nice.
All right, so you play through a calendar year in the game, and if you win the month, you then next game set up for the next month. If you lose the month, however, you get a second crack at that month, and if you lose, then you just continue on to the next month anyway. So we played our first game of December and got so badly beaten. It was insane. I believe the first card we drew was an epidemic. And then there were several times where a card came out. I don't want to say too much because it's a little bit of spoilers, but stuff hit the fan really, really early on. And it was almost like there was no chance of us coming back. But man, we're having a great time with this game. And we're looking forward to the end because all things must come to an end. Pandemic Legacy is definitely an experience if you've never dove into any Legacy games. I can't say that this is the best one because it is the only one that I've played, but I've heard that Season 2 is mediocre and Season 0 is pretty good. That's my assessment from what I've heard so far.
Now, in this game or in your campaign of this game, what is how many? So when we played, we had like just this one city that was just no man's land. Like we couldn't
Mm-hmm.
go in. What was that city for you?
Soul.
Okay, ours was Baghdad, and it
Mm,
like connected to everything. So it
yeah,
was pretty difficult in the middle there.
yeah, yeah. A lot of stuff goes down. I mean, there's also a lot of ways that like we pull out some victories that we didn't think were going to happen either. But overall, it's a great experience. I mean, it's definitely, we talk a lot about how much games cost sometimes and what your value is that you're going to get out of it. In a game like this, it's definitely above average, I think, in price of other games. But if you stick to it and you play it all, man, is it worth it? I mean, you're playing at least 12 times and at most 24
Right?
times, really. So it's like,
Yeah.
the value is there.
I
That's Pandemic Legacy.
I love the Pandemic series. I love the Legacy series. We unfortunately can't play it frequently enough to remember everything. So then it kind of like sits there on the shelf, like, hey,
Yeah.
you want to play me? Like, yeah, I want to play, but I don't want to remember all these rules and all these other rules and then all these other rules. And then did we forget to do everything last time we finished? Where do we have to start? It's annoying to pick back up and put on the table after
Yeah,
not playing it for so long.
for sure. For sure. Yeah, you got to kind of commit to it.
Yeah. All right, my number 2
Spoiler alert.
is Escape. The Curse of the Temple.
Dun dun dun.
This game is from 2012.
Hmm.
This is one of our oldest games as well. This is and one of our favorites. It's by Christian Amundsen Ostby by Queen Games. Plays 1 to 5, 10 minutes, and it plays ages 8 and up. And what this is, it's basically a real-time cooperative dice rolling game. And you have
Mm-hmm.
this modular board. You're going to be, looking for new rooms and moving your guy into them and trying to find the exits. You pretty much have to go through most of the different rooms, and you're trying to get rid of gems. There's a ton of little mini expansions which just add like a tile and something else to do, and it's fun. We play with a little bit of the curses expansion with the treasures and a little bit of some of the other stuff, and definitely recommend this one. Now we do have the big box, so we have a whole bunch of the expansions, plus we have a couple like promo expansions that we haven't even tried before.
Mm-hmm.
Just a lot of content for this game, and definitely a favorite in this house.
Yeah,
That
I
is
enjoy this one a lot too. And it's got a great soundtrack.
Escape. Oh, and so I didn't even mention this. So the game only plays in 10 minutes because there is a soundtrack which you can just find on YouTube, and you just listen to it, and there's I don't know, maybe a minute or two or a couple of minutes where you get to run around and try to, look at as many rooms, get rid of as many gems, and then you hear this noise and you have to get back to the center room. And then you get back there by a certain time. If you don't get back to that center, you lose one of your 5 dice because you're constantly rolling dice as quick as possible, looking for symbols, trying to, match up the symbols to the next room so you can move. Some of the symbols are like black masks, and you can't re-roll them, and unless you have the golden mask. And if you get the golden mask, and it's fun. I don't really like a lot of real-time games, but I will play this anytime.
Yeah, having it be cooperative makes a big difference in the real
Yeah,
time aspect.
absolutely.
All right, moving on to my number 3 of the last 3. Now, this one is a flip and write, and specifically, we played an expansion to this, and that is Metro X, the what they call rail and write game. So this is a favorite of ours for sure. We play this a lot, but recently our good friends, Stephen and Mariella, gifted us a couple of their boards from the expansion that they purchased, which has 2 new maps, Kuala Lumpur and Taipei.
Nice.
So we played one of those recently. And as expected, I mean, it doesn't change anything about the game except for the map, which I appreciate. I don't really want any extra rules or anything that happens in this. I just want a different layout, and that's exactly what this provides, and that is fantastic. And I will.
Those are the best kinds of expansions.
They are. They really are.
Yeah.
Because to your point, there's no looking back at a second rule book or seeing how it interacts with the base game, and if there's another expansion,
Yeah.
do this and take this out, blah blah blah. More of the same is always a safe bet for expansions, in my opinion, for sure. Metro X is from Game Right, who make a lot of flip/roll and write games. This one is, I guess, on the heavier side, and I say that like not really heavy, but it's definitely more thinky than some of your basic roll and writes or flip and writes for sure. That's Metro X, my number 3 of last 3.
In this household, that game, we don't own it, but it is pronounced Metrox.
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 That's fair.
Yes. All right. My number 3, this should be an easy one because there's only one left of the last 3 games I played. Santa Monica. We got this one to the table. We actually wanted to play this like a month ago. My wife was like, no, let's wait until it's summer. I'm like, okay.
Oh, that's interesting. That sounds like a very you thing to say.
Oh, yeah. Yep. So this is designed by Josh Wood, and this is from AEG Games. It's 2 to 4 players, plays in about 35 to 40 minutes, which is, I mean, maybe I wrote it down wrong, but that's what they said on BGG. That's 35 to 40 minutes, not 45 or 30. It's a very, very small amount of wiggle room. And it plays ages 14 and up. It also listed as a tableau building game.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I guess it's more like a neighborhood building game, not a city building game, but that's what you're doing. You're trying to build the most appealing neighborhood.
Well, yeah, but tableau just means that you're putting cards out in front of you and that they're like kind of attaching to each other. Doesn't really matter what the concept is.
So I thought tableau building had more to do with you put a card out in front of you, and then later on when you do something, you have kind of like this combo effect where there's something else happens.
I don't know.
Tell us in the comments which one of us is wrong. It's probably me. I typically end up being wrong about these things because I don't often do any research. I just guess. Anyway, this is a gorgeous game. You're basically on your turn, you're going to get a card. And you're going to either get a beach card or you're going to get like a street card. And you're just building, I think, 14 cards out. So you're just building a nice little beach and little strip of stores along the street, which is along the beach. It's, what is it? Set collection, chaining, and open drafting.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, and it's a fun one. It's you can definitely, if you're not focused at all on what other people are doing, you can lose big time because some of these cards give you points for like if there's a chain card and then there's another card, and you could get a whole bunch if you're not paying attention to somebody just get all like the pink buildings or something like that, and they get a couple of chains and they're just putting them all together. They're going to get a lot of points for that.
Yes, you
And
must
it's
hate
happened to
draft a
me
little bit.
before where I'm just focused on my own board, not focusing on what Melissa's doing, and she just wiped the floor with me. So then when we played recently, I'm watching what she's doing, and like I hate drafted a couple cards. I was like, well, I sort of need it, and I know she needs it, so I'm going to take that one.
Is what it
And I
is.
think I won, but I'm not sure. Melissa will correct me in the comments if she won. But
This is a great one. Yeah,
this is a fun one, and this you can also play this one remotely
you
because the
can.
cards, which is the entire game, is just the cards, are numbered. Now, both people obviously need a copy of the game, but
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. It's very easy to get that accomplished. Just one person is the easiest thing is one person puts them in numerical order. And then as they come out for the draft, be like, oh, it's 17, 26, whatever.
Yep.
Flip it through. Awesome. I think I know you have the challenge going on, but do you think you might play this one again this summer?
If there is a summer themed game that we will play again this summer, that's probably gonna be it.
Okay.
There might be a few other ones. Like we already played Oceans. I love that game. Sorry, I'm sick for a few days. But yeah, we might play that one again.
Nice.
Yep.
All right. Moving on. Is it holiday time?
Oh, is it holiday time? I think it
Holiday
is. Is it
time.
poetic interlude time?
Oh, right. Transition. All right.
All right. You want to go first?
Limerick
You want me to
or
go first
haiku?
here? What? We're
I
both
said
asking each other
limerick or
different
haiku.
questions and then
Yes.
talking over each other,
Oh my goodness.
making for great radio.
Yeah, really.
You choose.
All right. Haiku first.
Okay. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
You go first.
All right. Ready?
I am. I'm waiting for the day where we write a haiku about the same game.
Not today.
No? All right.
Here we go. Your haikus are tough. Good luck getting this one right. It's some rolling right.
Oh,
So
man.
you might as well
That's
just
great.
guess and get it over with so I can tell you you're wrong.
Oh, man. You do have one. There is a right answer, though, right?
Sure.
Oh, you didn't even really pick one?
All
So I
right, I'll
can't
write
even
one
guess.
down. I'll write one down.
All right. Fleet.
Nope. Bloom. I did. I wrote it. I'm not going to show you the picture, but or the paper, but I did. I wrote it down.
Well done.
Sorry,
You
man.
got me.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Well, you got me the last couple times. Let's see how difficult this one is.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
Working together, defending the villagers from evil spirits.
All right. I think I'm gonna go with ghost stories. I don't know if they're in a village, but that's my guess.
You are correct.
All right.
Nice.
Got one.
I got one.
Yeah. All right, what's next now?
All
We're
right,
gonna do
folks.
some July
Yeah, we got a
stuff.
whole slew of July holidays, and
All right,
we're starting
let's
off
see.
with the first of the month.
First of the month, July 1st is Indiana Jones' birthday.
Hmm
I don't know,
hmm
because he's not a real person. I don't know who actually made that up, but Google it. It's true.
Oh, it's probably in one of the movies somewhere.
Or it's like the day the first movie came out.
Mm.
Anyway, there's a few games I could have chosen for this. I decided to go with Lost Ruins of Arnak. Arnak. The game looks like it's straight out of Indiana Jones.
hmm
It does not play that way, but man, look at those components.
hmm
This is a fun game. It really is. The problem that I have with this game, and this is again like most of the times I speak about games, solely speaking for the 2-player version. You see the board here, unless you're listening to the podcast, then you don't see. Most of the board is this beautiful scenery, and it's got these places to go. And then there's like this little small sliver on the side that has all these little things. Most of the game action happens on that side.
hmm
So I feel like that should have been bigger and nicer looking, and the other part should have been smaller and kind of beige. But that's it. That's my only knock on this game. Otherwise, I really like this game, and I absolutely love those little blue arrowhead tokens, and
Yeah,
even
those
like
are
the
like
little
gift shop things.
yeah, and even the little I don't know, with those runes or some whatever they are. Those look pretty cool too.
hmm Yeah, I played this game only one time, but I really liked it. I didn't pull the trigger on purchasing it because I kind of thought that that was going to happen. Like I'm trying to be cognizant of games that I acquire now, like you have been for quite a while. How will
Yeah,
this game play at two?
right, right.
But it was definitely enjoyable.
But if it plays with two and the components are off the charts, I'm probably just going to get it and then suffer through the 2-player version and I complain about it on here.
It sounds like a good plan.
I
What
was
is?
just, I don't know why this just popped into my head. One of our podcasts, I think the last one, we talked about Living Forest, right? As
Yeah,
one of the games on the Hotness. I got it. Yeah,
nice,
I talked about. I was like, yeah, probably gonna get this. We got it. We went to a board game store, and they had it, so we picked it up and we played it, and it was cool. We'll talk
nice.
about it one day.
Favorite
Anyway,
Indiana Jones movie?
ooh, I really like Last Crusade.
Yeah, that's mine too.
Yeah,
Definitely, just the
which is
whole.
weird because usually like the first movie of the trilogy is always the best. Not in Indiana Jones.
Yep, I agree with you there.
Anyway, July 2nd is UFO Day.
UFOs. The
Oh,
truth is out there, folks.
insert cool sound effect now.
All right, don't just go to instant effects. It's harder than you think to come up with and find this stuff. But I gave you the flashback thing. That worked out well.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was cool.
We don't have one for this episode, but I also don't want to do it every single time either. But I think it turned out nice.
All right.
Anyway, UFOs. All right, so there's definitely a lot of games that are about aliens and outer space. I mean, it's a
Right.
huge genre. Um, there's a few games that have some pretty cool spaceship-looking components,
Mm-hmm.
but one that has these, typical old school flying saucer type shapes is the classic Cosmic Encounter,
Mm-hmm.
which has multiple versions with a ridiculous amount of expansions. Uh, Basically, in this game, you're playing a different alien race that are all have unique abilities, and you're just trying to control the most planets. You can win solo, or you can have a shared victory. Happens very often in this game. Have you
Yeah.
played
Now,
this
is that
one?
called semi-cooperative, or is that just like oddly cooperative?
No, I don't think it. No, it's really not semi-cooperative because the interesting thing about this game, for as high as the player count goes, and as mean as it could be, you're never really like picking on anybody because on your turn, you're drawing a card, I believe, that's basically telling you who's getting attacked. So it's kind of like random to an extent.
Hmm.
Now, that being said, there are certainly, um, you know, ways to work together in this game. You can make alliances and
Right.
you can just as easily break them. But that might, come back to haunt you, obviously. This is an interesting game to get out with the right group. I played this once
I have
with,
yet to play this one.
yeah,
Yeah,
I,
I want to because I really like that whole making and breaking alliances kind of theme. But I know my wife would not go for that kind of thing.
mhm. Yeah, there could be some hurt feelings in this one for sure.
Yeah, she would not want to break any alliances.
It's really cool though. I have a cool story about the only time that I played this game. I played it with Mr. Tom Vassell, who for many, 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 many years this was his number one game.
Right.
My wife and I went to a small event at the Portal gaming store in Connecticut a few years back, and some of the Dice Tower folks were there, and we got into a game. Or did Lauren play that game? I don't know if I might have just played that. I forget. Anyway, um,
And you won.
I won. Me and one other gentleman won together, but I won, and Tom Vassell lost, and that's all that matters.
Nice.
But no, it was really cool. Definitely would try this one again.
Yeah, I would be interested in this. I want to make alliances and then threaten to break them, try to control everybody.
Yeah,
It seems fun.
manipulative.
Manipulative. All right. And then what is the next day? Oh, the next day is July 4th. Everybody knows July 4th.
There
It
you go.
is American Independence Day. Now, speaking of American Independence Day, there are also two other countries that celebrate their Independence Days in July. One of them
Hmm.
is Canada, which would be July 1st, which is what I was talking about just a few minutes
Mm.
ago.
Love you, Canada.
And it is called, so I guess it's Canada Day, formerly Dominion Day. And I don't know, it has to do with when like a bunch of colonies and territories decided to get together or split apart into other things. I'm not really that sure. I didn't really research it that much. The other country is France, who on July 14th celebrate Bastille Day,
Hmm.
which celebrates the storming of the Bastille, whatever that is, in the French Revolution. So happy Bastille Day,
The
July
more you
14th,
know.
and happy Canada Day.
There you go.
As for American Independence Day, July 4th, it's the celebration of fireworks and hot dogs and beer and barbecues and
Yeah,
America
I'd like
and
to
flags.
remember the
You know,
remember it that way by the hot dogs. I'm gonna go
yeah.
with hot dogs. All right, moving on.
Now, before we move on, we had a
Sorry.
video out last year for July 4th.
Well, that's true.
So throw a link somewhere for that over here. Damn, over here.
Yeah, above your head.
Yep.
uh,
All right, what's next? We got something.
so
What is July 7th?
July 7th. Yeah, I wanted to mention that because it is a to tell the truth day, and I did a video. Not with you, but last year, the video with Matthew McCack over at
Right.
Room 51. We talked about some games where you can basically lie or not lie. So I'll put on also a link above Eric's head to that video. Check that out. Tell the Truth Day. The day after that, however, is
Yes.
Video Game Day.
National Video Game Day.
Beep,
That
boop, beep, boop, boop,
sounds
boop, boop.
amazing. I came up with a bunch of different types of games I could mention for this one, like real time games, things like that. But I guess the one that I thought would most feel like a video game when you played it is Seventh Continent. And for
Mhm.
anybody that's played that, they'll probably agree. For anybody who hasn't, they'll be like, "What?" So it's like an open exploration type game, and you can play it wherever you end off. You just kind of take that tile and whatever cards you have and everything, and pack it away in the box so that the next time you play, you can take it back out and just pick up right where you left off rather
Mhm.
easily, just as in some of these open world video games. And this is a huge game. We also have the expansion, which we haven't even touched, but it's a fun one. You're doing a lot in this game, and it you just want to explore and explore and explore more and explore everything. and it's going to take a really long time for us to finish this one. That is Seventh Continent.
Yeah, yeah, definitely a time bandit there for
Yeah.
sure. All right, moving on. What's next?
What is next? Let's see. Oh, so 7-Eleven is National Slurpee Day. Or is it national? I don't know. Maybe it's international. But on 7-Eleven, on July 11th, go to 7-Eleven, get yourself a free Slurpee. And then, if it's really hot out, go to another 7-Eleven, get yourself another free Slurpee. And keep on doing this for as long as you have the time and the stomach
I was
space.
gonna say. Oh
I've
man,
done it about 3 or 4 times on 7-Eleven day before.
to 3 or 4 different stores.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but because it's the small Slurpee, and if it's hot out, man,
I was gonna ask you. It's like the
yeah,
smallest one they have, right?
yeah, like the little green cup, I think.
Mm, mm. Maybe I'll try to
That
go in with like the mustache and glasses disguise second time and see if that works.
there's plenty of 7-Elevens around.
Yeah, I
By
know,
the
but it'd
time
be
you're done
fun.
with one of them, you could be at the second one.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yep.
All
All
right,
right, moving
get your free
forward, we
Slurpee.
got was that?
I said, don't forget to get your free Slurpee. What's next?
Yes. We got July 14th is Shark Awareness Day, and we will touch on that just a little bit more in a couple seconds.
Hmm.
July 16th is the Apollo 11th launch. Did I
Hmm.
say 11th? The Apollo 11 launch, the launch of Apollo 11.
Right, not the 11th launch of Apollo.
Right.
Yeah, there is a pretty on the nose game here. Apollo, inspired by NASA space missions. This one's a co-op where one player is basically mission control, and they're going to be behind that board that you see with some hidden information, and then the other players are the astronauts, and you're trying to basically, complete the mission. There's a couple in the box. I forget which one is which. One of them is harder than the other one, but basically trying to complete the mission, and of course things are going to go wrong. So it's kind of up to mission control to let the astronauts know what systems need repairing or attention, but you can't give complete information. It's an interesting play. It sounds pretty, like authentic-ish. I mean, I'm not an astronaut by any means, but the components are pretty cool, and the rule book and the literature that comes with it is pretty spot on in terms of real information. Like I know that there were NASA people involved at some level in making this game, so it's definitely pretty pretty accurate. And it's a fun one because you get to be an astronaut or get mission control. Any game that has a couple different roles to play, I'm always down for that.
This one looks really cool. I had really no idea about this game before tonight. I will give you a little bit of information. I don't know that this would be trivia. My father, in one of his first jobs out of college, worked for an aerospace company that worked on the Apollo 11 mission.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
electrical engineer.
Very nice.
All right, moving on. The next day after Apollo 11 is the 16th of July, the 17th of July, and that is National Ice Cream Day.
Delicious.
And
I just
man,
had
do
some
I
ice cream
love.
tonight.
Oh, nice. I had some
Oh.
brownie tonight. No ice
Okay.
cream.
Okay.
But I love ice cream. Everybody loves ice cream. And there's no shortage of games to talk about that feature ice cream in some way.
That's true.
And one of them
We've got
happens
one.
to be.
Welcome to your summer neighborhood. This is one of several thematic expansion neighborhoods for the Flip and Right. Welcome to. I just played this live with Chris over at Tabletop Express a couple nights ago. So you can check that out on the replay if you want. This one, I feel out of the expansions anyway, I think this is the most thinky. I feel like this makes the most decisions come up. You can't as willy nilly kind of like skip around with numbers if you really want to take advantage of the ice cream thing here. Because the way
Right.
that works is on the top street of your map, there's an ice cream truck on the left side. The second street has it on the right. The bottom street has it on either side. But basically, whenever you put a number in a house, the ice cream truck is going to drive to that number. And if it happens to have an ice cream cone on it, then you're going to go ahead and circle it. But if you skipped any in that pick, you're not going to get them back. So in that aspect, it's, a little more, I'm afraid to do this. I want to lose out on that kind of thing.
Right.
You're going to get bonuses for being the first person to get to the end of a street with ice cream. And then at the end of the game, you're going to get bonus points galore for how many scoops of ice cream that you had, because there's some singles, doubles, and triples out there. Eric, we talk a lot about this game. How does this one rank for you in the expansions?
I don't have them ranked, but
Yeah,
they don't. All of these neighborhood expansions don't add that much,
yeah.
but the theme and the flavor that it adds, this one's cool. It's at the beach. It's got
Hmm.
ice cream. Like it feels like summer. So that makes me feel like it's closer to the top. I don't always like the, oh well, you have to start from the left on this one if you want to get ice cream, or the right on this one if you.
Right.
But I get it, and everybody's got to do the same thing, so it's not just me. But yeah, this isn't my favorite, but it's up there.
Okay. Okay. Have you played Welcome to the Moon yet?
I have not.
I think you might. I think you should pick that up.
I would love to. And isn't
It's
there like Welcome to
basically,
Las Vegas also?
yes, I have not played that one. I was talking about that with Chris the other night as well, and it seems that that one didn't really do very well. I don't know if it was like it just wasn't received well. I don't know what the gameplay is even like, to be honest.
Hmm.
But Welcome to the Moon, we have been playing, and I mean, it's basically like 8 separate games, honestly, in the box. Like that's again, we're talking about value. You can play through the campaign by playing through all of them in order, but then at any given time, you can just play any of them by themselves, standalone as well. So it's
Cool.
a lot of legs on that game for sure.
Yeah, I'll have to check that one out.
What's
All right.
next?
Next is July 24th, my favorite time of July, the
Mm-hmm.
start of Shark Week.
Dun it, dun it.
Starts on a Sunday, ends on a Sunday. Lots of great shark content all week long on the Discovery Channel. And we did a video about this last year, and I think between you, me, and Evan and Grayson, we probably talked about 30 different games that feature sharks in some way. A
Yeah.
lot of these games have a picture of a shark on a card, something like that. But a lot of them, have a little bit more shark theme. So if you didn't see that video and you love Shark Week like me and my wife do, and we're trying to get our kids to, then definitely check out that video.
Yeah, that was one of our themes of summer. I think it was definitely the most watched uh, out of those, I
Nice.
believe. And then, kind of a spoiler, but this is the shark game, in my opinion, because it's my favorite movie,
Right.
Jaws from Ravensburger. This is a one versus many game. So one player is the shark, and the other two, three, or four players, well, no, second, third, or fourth player, I should say, are the three main characters in the movie. So you've got Quentin Brody and Hooper. And this game plays over two different acts, which is really cool. It's super parallel to the movie. You start off on Amity Island, and as the shark, you're trying to eat as many swimmers as you can. As the gentleman, you're trying to stop the shark and get the barrels on him. And then at some point, game end or act two triggers, and you flip over the board, and now you're on the orca, and now the shark is trying to destroy parts of the boat or the whole boat and eat our heroes. And they're trying to kill the shark at this point. Very thematic, very true to the movie. Artwork is fantastic. I love Jaws.
I have not had a chance to play this one yet, but I cannot wait. I've almost picked it up a number of times.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
Now, in a two-player game, one player has to play as all three of the
Yes,
characters, and then the other
yes,
one's Jaws. Okay.
yeah, yeah. Which I guess can be daunting, but it works. It is what it is.
All right. So now our last day in July, and I just wanted to throw this out there. July 28th is National Chocolate Milk Day. I love
Mm.
chocolate milk. It's one of my favorite drinks, if not my favorite drink. July actually has a lot of food days. It has, I think, National French Fry Day. Lots of there's National Hot Dog Day,
Yeah.
Sugar Cookie Day, and then just Junk Food Day. So it's pretty much like the junk food month of the year. So,
Well, yeah. I mean, everybody's hanging out more, and you're
yep,
if you're
barbecuing
going
and
on
everything.
vacation, you're probably eating more stuff, more
That
junky
is
stuff.
true. That is true.
So there's that. Real quick, I want to point out the day before that, 27th of July, is Gary Gygax Day, also known as
Oh,
Dungeons
right.
and Dragons Day. Is one of the co-creators of that. We have to mention that because it has such a deep, deep root in the hobby and has grown to encompass so many other aspects of the hobby, and is an older game at this point, but because of pop culture and especially now things like in Stranger Things, it's just has come back to life big time. Super popular now. The starter kits are widely available. You can get a campaign up and running pretty easily these days, and or you can make it as complex as you want and go and get all these different manuals and things like that.
Yeah.
So a lot of impact from D&D on the hobby.
I have had a great time playing D&D. Have
Agreed.
not been DM. Don't know that I want to be. I don't think I would
Mhm.
do a great job. But I love being a little halfling rogue, sneaking around the shadows and stabbing people in the back.
Yeah. What was your character's name?
Eroch.
Eroch. Right. Yes. Apostrophe and a couple of H's.
Yep.
All right. Ready for our second poetic interlude?
I sure is.
Awesome.
All right. Am
All
I
right.
going first or are
Go
you
for
going
it.
first?
You go.
All right.
Limerick.
There once was a cowboy grandmother from Chattanooga who was fighting a pirate that looked like Elvis in Tortuga. But across the globe, in some of the other main cities that were under attack by Miskatonic kitties and a robot ant the size of a beluga.
Wow. That's some hefty rhyming.
Yeah,
Well done. I guess this is maybe Smash Up?
that is correct.
Oh, all right. Cool.
Yeah, we got the cowboy, the grannies, the pirate, the Elvis impersonators, and the Miskatonic kitties, and the giant ants and the robots.
Oh, man.
I tried to challenge myself. I was like, I'm gonna pick like just some random word that has no rhymes. Chattanooga. All right, let's do it.
I didn't know there was a Granny's faction.
Yeah.
All right. My turn.
Hmm.
Here we go. There once was a man from the spice trade who knew there were deals to be made. So he traveled to market on his camel and parked it. In riches and goods he was paid.
Hmm. So initially, I wanted to go with one of the Century Spice Road games, but you said Spice very early on, and I don't think you would have done that. You did mention camels, so I think I'm going to go with Jaipur. All right.
Yes. Phew. Man,
That was a good one.
that was good. All right, cool, cool.
All right, so now we are moving on to the hotness. We have chosen 3 random games. Oh, well, not really
Well,
random.
not
We
random.
chose them from the BGG Hotness list. And the first one is the Guild of Merchant Explorers. I've heard about this game. Now, first off, I think the title is terrible. I think
Yeah,
it should be very, very, a lot shorter. The
I
Guild,
agree.
right? The Guild.
Yes.
Anyway, when I first checked this out, I looked at the board and it was pretty drab. And I was like, nope, not interested. Like I don't have the money. I don't have the time, And the more I looked at it, I kind of like it, and I'm kind of interested in it now. It's a adventure and exploration game, which I'm immediately intrigued. And it is designed to be played remotely. Well, not to be played, but it's designed that you can play it remotely with one or multiple copies of the game. So that's
Okay.
very interesting. That we could pick up a copy, like mail you something, and then play like this seemingly meaty game over the computer. It is about 45 minutes, which was also kind of an eye opener for me because you look at this game, and I didn't put any pictures of the actual gameplay or anything like that on here, but you look at it and it just seems like the kind of game that's going to be heavily involved and super long, and it's just 45 minutes, and it plays 1 to 4, so a 1 player game and a 4 player game are all 45 minutes.
Hmm.
That's pretty cool. It was designed by Matthew Dunstan and Brett Gilbert, and it's obviously from the picture an AEG game.
Hmm.
And so I had that game in my hands when we went to that board game store, and I got the Living Forest and a different game instead.
Okay.
But I was interested, and so yeah,
You'll be back for the guild.
I might, I might. We got a lot of stuff to play. No
That's
more
true.
space. I got a stack now. I got a stack of games going up the side of the shelf because there's no more room on the shelf.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, or the
Yeah.
other shelf.
Got to get that second calyx.
Mm-hmm.
I just got my first one.
Nice.
All right. My pick here from the hotness is a game that is currently on Kickstarter. When I say currently, I mean like right now, is in June 30th in the AM. But by the time this video posts, it'll be over. That is Septima. So this is a game about building up a coven of witches, which I am very interested in. This is from the Mind Clash Games Company. Designers Robin Hedjudus, and I probably butchered that. I apologize. But basically, this is all about building up a coven and kind of maintaining relationships with the townsfolk because there are witch hunters about. And so you can kind of strengthen your defense against them by making sort of semi alliances with other covens, but doing too much of that arouses suspicion as well, which is interesting. You can also actually be put on trial by these witch hunters. And if you have a certain amount of, I think, favor or clout with the townsfolk, that'll help you to survive the trial. It looked like there might have been a little bit of bag building involved in that part as well. But definitely a lot going on in this game. Not super simple, but it looked like it was like just the sweet spot of something that I would like. I don't think I'm going to back it. It's a little over my budget at this point in time for sure, but I will definitely want to check this one out when it is available to play. Septima, by the way, is the name of in this game, the, I guess, oldest witch, and it's one of those, common witch stories where she's kind of like at the end of her reign, and someone is going to rise to be the next Septima, or in the American Horror Story series, the next Supreme.
Mm-hmm. That I tell you what, the cover art. I know it's very simple. It looks cool.
Yep.
It definitely it seems like a great game to play around Halloween.
It takes place on Halloween, actually.
Oh my god! Now, all right,
I-
now I have to get it.
All right, one more piece of hotness.
All right, our last game on the hotness is Vindication. Now, I don't know why this game is on the hotness right now. It came out in 2018. They did a second, I made Kickstarter or whatever, and I don't think that has shipped yet. So I saw it on the hotness. Either a bunch of people are really excited about it coming out soon, or it's out. Now, I was interested in this game back in 2018. I mentioned it to my brother because I thought he might like it. And so when it came out, when the second Kickstarter came out, he backed it for me. So maybe it's coming out soon and I'm going to get it. We'll see. But anyway, it's an Orange Nebula game and a Lucky Duck game. It plays 45 minutes to 150 minutes. It's
Mhm.
a little concerning. Plays 2 to 5 and ages 14 and up. And from what I know, it's an area majority game with a hex grid modular board and some resource management. I think the resources are just like these different color cubes, but you could have a red cube and a yellow cube, and in between them is the orange cube. And you could take the red and the yellow, put them together, and make an orange cube. So
Oh,
that's
okay.
kind of cool how they have that little mechanism. So that was one of the things that first intrigued me about this. So maybe we're gonna get this game to play soon. Maybe it's gonna be another couple of months.
Hmm. Will you feel vindicated when you finally get it?
Yes,
Awesome.
yes, I will.
All right, folks. As Eric mentioned, those are just a couple of picks on the board game Geek Hotness. There are many, many things, and they're constantly changing every day. So you might go on right now and not see any of those games. But they are what was there as of this recording. So there's that. All right, sir. Anything else you want to mention before we close out
Yes,
the
I completely
podcast?
forgot. For July 4th, I was gonna rock my American flag sunglasses,
Yeah, yeah.
my American flag bandana, and once again, just like last year, show everybody this ridiculous T-shirt where Abraham Lincoln is wearing the same exact thing. And I forgot to do it, so I did it now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Another great summer tradition is
Yeah, I
born.
think we went through the whole video last year wearing that, or I went through the whole video, right? Because we were doing the sunglasses every
We
episode.
did every video with sunglasses
Yeah,
on for the summer block party, I
yeah.
believe. Yeah.
I believe you are correct.
All right, folks, that's going to do it for now. Let us know in the comments below what your favorite summertime games are. And if you have any, I don't know, vacation plans or travel or any games that you're going to take with you to other lands. I don't know. Until next time, though, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in August. Bye.
And we'll see you a little bit before that on YouTube because we
Well,
got
yes.
another Kickstarter video. I mean, Kickstarter Day video. See ya.
Bye, all.